Everyone, and welcome to your tremendous Tuesday reading for the 22nd of July. My name is Tracy. I'm your psychic medium and tarot reader, and these cards are brought to you on a daily basis. If you find these cards do affect anything of mental health issues or anything like that, please always consult your GP. And also as well, the same relates to like health concerns, etc. So they do sometimes touch on health concerns, and you do need to consult your GP if you are suffering with anything of mental health. So if you are interested in a one-to-one reading with me, please DM message me and we can have a look at doing that. I have been doing readings since 2016, and I have been in tuned with spiritual connection since I was a young kiddie. So yeah, very much, you know, connected in the spiritual ways, etc. So you got the Seven of Wands at the moment, and this is about sneakiness. This is kind of a card that's about deception, but also as well it can benefit you. And what I mean by that is basically if you got the original tarot, it's kind of, it does symbolize a sneak, and I've got the original tarot here, so I'm just going to show you. So obviously the original tarot, as you can see him, he's like holding these 5 swords up, and he's like carrying them away, and you've got these 2 swords here. Now this is like a battlefield, so very much so he can be trying to stop or prevent a war going ahead, or he could be working for the opposite side for you to lose. So a very double-sided card, very much. It could be someone that's working in your benefit or someone who's not working in your benefit. So it's very much, as I say, a 2 double-edged card really. It has 2 different meanings to it. It does kind of lead to trickery, it does lead to deception, but also as well it does lead to mental manipulation and also spying, you know. And in a general concept, the Seven of Wands is exactly that. It's trickery, it's lies, it's someone trying to work on the inside, but they may be trying to do it to benefit you, but they may also do it, but it may also hinder you in the long run as well. So it's kind of again a double-edged sword, like a double-edged card. And it's about scamming, and it's about enemies as well. And what it really tells us is it's telling us that it's about dangerous or tricky behavior. You know, are you being too daring at the moment? Have you got a bit too cocky in your ways? You know, are you kind of are you needing to stay ahead of the game? You know, have you got competition in business and you need to kind of get ahead of the game? You know, are you kind of needing to think out the box so your business has time to recover and doesn't have time to fall? You know, it's very much looking at things in a different perspective. It's kind of like saying, right, if you know, how do I challenge this? How do I come up trumps, and how do I win? And it's also as well about underhanded behavior. So it does ask us to look closely at relationships. It does ask us to look closely about who's coming into our lives at the moment, and are they genuine or are they not? And also as well, it can represent someone who's already been in your life that are changing their behaviors as well, and this could be through business or a relationship. So have you noticed a bit of a change in your partner's behavior, or in a business partner's behavior? You know, have you noticed things being a bit you know, what's coming into my head very much is Lord of the Rings, and I've got Gollum, and he says something about Trixie, you're Trixie, you know, and that's what I'm seeing in my head. You know, you kind of, there's someone that's being a bit tricksy, and like Gollum, he is trying to do his best for Bilbo Baggins, but in the end his mind conquers him to do wrong, you know, and that's because he has been obsessed with the ring. And what is this really symbolizing for me, for spirit to show me this, is someone could have had the original good intention, including yourself, to do the best for someone, but in the end you've become a bit of a trickster, you've become a bit tricksty, you've become a bit of that person that loves the glorified you know, tricking people, you know, deceiving people, deception, etc. So, you know, just be aware of someone that's kind of thriving on that energy around you, or indeed yourself. You know, just make sure that you're doing it for the benefit of the doubt, and you're not kind of like sort of doing it because, you know, you have the gossip, or you've got the gossip and you want to share it with everyone. And very much I'm getting a scenario where, you know, you can have the best intention, but is a best intention that you have. So it's very much like if you're like sort of finding information or have found information out about someone, maybe it's a time for you to like sort of just think, right, how do I put this across so I'm not coming across very like deceptive, I'm not coming across as like deceiving, I'm coming across generally caring for this person. Because all good intentions, we can have them good intentions, and we can have the intentions to kind of go, right, okay, you know, I want to give you, you know, I want to help you, I want to make sure that you're safe, but are they good intentions behind them, or is there a bit of malice? So it's very much looking at our own behavior and being aware of the behaviors of others. So again, just look at your inner circle, look who's coming on board in a business level. You normally find these people as well, they would be very keen to please people, they would be very keen to like sort of go out with you, mix with you, you know, get right into what you're doing and who you are. So keep things a bit on the low down at the moment, keep things a bit private, especially when it comes to like sort of business investments, how much money you've got. And also as well, it's really, it comes to call with me that kind of be kind of wary of someone coming into like a relationship and wanting to know all about the ins and outs of your relationship. You know, that should be private regardless, but just be aware and be careful. But blessings to you guys, have a tremendous Tuesday, and bye for now.